Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This last one comes from Oliver. Hey, John, I loved the Oscar predictions you guys did on today's show.
That was yesterday, obviously.
With the nominations coming out in the morning, I was hoping you guys could do a breakdown and compare your predictions to the actual nominations. Who was worthy and who got snubbed? Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending it in. And yeah, it is. I think it is fair to say it is the number 2 most important day in the movie calendar. It is Oscar nomination day. Obviously, the most important day is Oscar day, but today the nominations got announced. Now, yesterday, I gave you, our viewers, the 100% ironclad guaranteed locks for who is going to be nominated. As it turns out, the Oscars got it wrong on a number of them.
Obviously.
Not me.
Obviously.
I didn't get them wrong.
Of course.
The
The Oscars got some of them wrong.
They really screwed the pooch on these.
But for the most, to be fair to the Oscars, they got most of them right. So let's go over and take a look at the nomination, the predictions we had, and how that actually leveled with the actual reality of who and what got nominated, shall we? Now, we're not going to look at every single category because we didn't pick every category, but let's look at the major ones here, shall we? Okay, so let's go over and take a look at it as such. We're going to start with the big one, the Best Picture. In white are the ones I got right. In red are the ones I got incorrect. So Best Picture nominees were Belfast, Licorice Pizza, Dune. I knew it was an outside shot, but I did predict that they would slide Spider-Man No Way Home in there. I have no problem that they didn't give it a Best Picture. Yeah. I honestly don't think it deserved a Best Picture nomination, but I did kind of think it would get it, but it didn't. So that's what I predict. Also absolutely nominated was West Side Story, Power of the Dog, Coda, and then my biggest surprise, Tick, Tick, Boom did not get nominated for Best Picture. That is, some people are going to say Denis Villeneuve. We'll talk about that in a bit. But my biggest surprise was Tick, Tick, Boom. Not just because I thought it was awesome, but because it's the Academy's kind of movie. It's totally the Academy's kind of movie. And they didn't nominate it. And of course, did get nominated. So out of the 10, I got 8 of the Best Picture nominees. I was wrong about Spider-Man and Tick, Tick, Boom. Taking Tick, Tick, Boom and Spider-Man's place were Drive My Car, which would really not should be a surprise to a lot of people. That was a darling for a lot of Academy voters. And Nightmare Alley, again, not a big surprise. Not one I would have nominated, but not a big surprise because it has been on the awards circuit a pretty big darling there. So your 10 nominees are Nightmare Alley, Drive My Car, King Richard, Coda, Power of the Dog, Don't Look Up, West Side Story, Dune, Licorice Pizza, and Belfast. Guys, Chris, let's start with you. Got 8 out of the 10. Were any of these surprising to you? What stands out to you?
I was over here making faces. I couldn't be a secret agent ever. It's always written on my face. I don't think Nightmare Alley should be on this.
No, neither do I.
I don't think it should be on there at all.
I think it's good. I do. I think it's a good movie.
It's
but
fine.
I didn't think it was a Best Picture contender.
It's just not up there for me. And so that's really the one that just stands out to me. I'm not sure why you're here, but okay.
Yeah, what do you think about I think they got a lot of Belfast. None of us have a problem with Belfast being on there.
No.
None of us have a problem with West Side Story or Power of the Dog or Coda or King Richard or hey, Drive My Car.
Drive My Car is great.
It's great. I never thought they would give it a nomination, to be honest with you, but I suppose I should have known they would have because it has been a darling with them, and it is great.
Don't Look Up does not belong on this list. I'm sorry.
I cannot disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
I love Adam McKay's The Big Short. Love it, love it, love it. This film, I thought it was incredibly disappointing.
See, I like it. I do. I like the film, but I do not believe it belongs on this list. No. But there's a lot of great, very deserving films on this list, and good on them.
Okay,
so
who's going to win?
I'm still leaning towards West Side Story.
See, of this list that we're given, I think that it's either going to be Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog leads all nominations, by the way.
Or it's going to be Drive My Car.
I don't think it's going to be Drive My Car. I'll tell you what it's not going to be. I'll tell you what it's not going to be Dune.
No.
Only one time in Oscar history has a movie won Best Picture. I believe it's one time. Has a movie won Best Picture where the director wasn't nominated for Best Director. I believe that was Ben Affleck with Argo, I believe.
Yeah.
It might have happened one or two other times as well, but it's very rare, so I doubt that's going to get there. But hey, listen, a great looking lineup of movies, a lot of great films being nominated for Best Picture, but a couple of surprises. Tick, Tick, Boom not being on there when Don't Look Up is. Hey, I think they got 8 or 9 of them right. I mean, they did great. but those are the
They
ones.
tried their best.
Yeah, they tried their best. Again, they should have watched our show yesterday and known what the nominees should have been.
Yeah, there's I was reporting on my own show this backlash against Lin-Manuel Miranda, which I don't understand.
He was marvelous.
And it's just he did such a good job directing Tick, Tick, Boom. And that film was wonderful.
I think a lot of people
way better than Up in the Air.
I think the backlashing people are just people with kids who are sick of hearing we don't talk about Bruno. That's the only explanation I got.
Could
Okay,
very well be.
So let's go over and look at Best Director. All right, under the Best Director category, the ones we got right were Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, and Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. Ones we did not get right, I knew it was an outside chance with Lin-Manuel Miranda, but still I did pick him, even though I knew it was an outside shot, but he didn't get nominated. But this is going to be the story. This is the narrative going around right now that everybody's talking. Denis Villeneuve did not get nominated for Dune. Taking their places are, as Chris called, Jane Campion getting nominated for Power of the Dog, which, by the way, makes her the first female director in Oscar history to be nominated for Best Director twice. She's the first female director in history. She also got nominated for The Piano back in 93? No, 2003? It's something in 3. I can't. But she got nominated for The Piano. She's the first time ever female director nominated twice. So congratulations to her. That's awesome. And Raishuke Hamaguchi gets nominated for Drive My Car. What is interesting here is that there are 2 nominated directors who do not have any actors nominated for Academy Awards. And if Denis Villeneuve had been nominated, he would have been the third, because no actors from Dune got nominated. So it would have been a little bit unusual. But again, Kenneth Branagh, absolutely deserving. Jane, absolutely deserving. Rishuke, absolutely deserving. Paul Thomas Anderson, absolutely deserving. I have no problems with any of the nominees. I am just a little bit surprised that we do not have Denis Villeneuve put up there. Now, the narrative across the web right now is that this is the most shocking thing in the world. Guys, it's not the most shocking thing in the world. Dune, as much as I love it, was not the best received film, either by fans or critics or whatever. I love it. I think it's great. I don't think it's a top 2 movie of the year, but none of the actors got nominated. And it's not terribly unusual, but it's a little unusual for a director to get a nomination when none of their actors got nominated. A little unusual, not terribly so. So while everybody's acting very agog and aghast with shock that he didn't get it, I do think he should have gotten a nomination, but I don't think it's all that shocking that he didn't get it. Rob, what do you think about that?
I don't think it's shocking either. Plus, it's half a movie.
It's half a movie,
it's half the story. And I think if they give it to him, they'll give it to him for Dune 2.
Right. Besides that, what did you think about the list?
Well, it doesn't surprise me much. I mean, I look at the list and I think all of these are very, very respectable. I think Jane Campion's going to take it. I think with the way
she's been winning a lot of them.
The way these have shook out. Now, I have not seen Drive My Car. I'm dying to see it. I think that could be a dark horse the same way that Parasite was. But I think Power of the Dog, this is clearly Power of the Dog's year. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Mm-hmm.
I still think they're going to give it to Spielberg. I'm still leaning Spielberg.
I just don't think they'll give it to him for something that's perceived, even though it's not a reimagining, but it's been done before. And I thought it was fantastically well directed. It was beautifully done. But I think that...
Well, I'll tell you right now, it is a better directed film than Power of the Dog is. But I think that's just my own subjective opinion. Like, again, Power of the Dog is one of those films that I was a little bit behind on watching compared to some people, and I heard all the raves and all the raves and all the raves. And I watched it, and I'm like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
But... Is it that good? But again, that's just my own personal subjective
But I think that
opinion.
this movie's now in the zeitgeist, that award ceremony zeitgeist. And I think that when you look at these other things like Belfast...
By the way, I think Branagh is another very strong contender to win this.
He could, because it is a very personal story for him.
Yeah.
But I think Jane Campion's going to take it.
What do you think about this, Chris?
I mean, I think this is a very strong list. Like you guys are saying, it doesn't shock me to my core that Denis is not nominated, and he will have a second go of it when he completes his film, because that's kind of how I feel about it. That first Dune, it's just the beginning, so we'll have more. Jane could get it. I think that'd be great if she did. Also, I have a hard time when it comes to doing like who's going to win by not comparing it to the Golden Globes, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, well, this got this for Best Musical Comedy, and then this one got drama, so it's probably between these two. And I know it doesn't always shake out that way, but it does lead me to believe that Power of the Dog is a much bigger contender than I initially thought of it. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I still haven't watched West Side Story.
Oh my gosh. Oh, watch it. It's so
I need
great.
to. I really, really need to.
It's so great. Okay. Let's now move on to the next category here. We're going to move on to Best Actress. And again, Academy got 4 right, 2 wrong. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So anyway, the ones we predicted that did get nominated for Best Actress. Nicole Kidman, told y'all she was going to get nominated for this, for being the Ricardos. Olivia Colman, which by the way, I want to point this, I put this up on Twitter today. By getting nominated for The Lost Daughter, which I saw about a month ago, and frankly, it's a very, very good movie, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, with her directorial debut. It's great, but I never thought it would be on the Academy's radar, like at all. But at any rate, Olivia Colman being nominated means she has been nominated in 3 of the last 4 years. In sports, we call that a dynasty, and she won one of those on her mantle. She's getting into that conversation with Meryl Streep and who just played Lady Macbeth again?
Frances
McDormand, who we had the big GOAT conversation. Frances McDormand with 3 Academy Award wins on her thing. She's getting into that conversation there. Anyway, so Nicole Kidman was nominated, Olivia Colman was nominated for The Lost Daughter, and Jessica Chastain did get nominated for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. The ones we got wrong, the one I'm not shocked that Lady Gaga wasn't nominated.
No.
I kind of thought they would put her in there, but I'm not shocked that they didn't. Rachel Zegler not getting nominated for West Side Story. I'm honestly, wasn't expecting her to win. I'm shocked though she didn't get nominated. The people who did get nominated are Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, which I believe, Chris, you called yesterday.
I think that one was Rob, actually.
Was that one Rob?
It was me. Yeah,
I knew one of the two of you called it out for
Kristen.
Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. And Kristen Stewart. You know, it's funny. I said months ago that Kristen Stewart was going to get nominated for Best Actress at the Academy Awards, and I walked back on it. And I shouldn't have, because I didn't like the movie all that much, but her performance is crazy great. So we've got, guys, in the span of a month, in the span of 30 days, we're going to have Robert Pattinson as the Batman and Kristen Stewart getting nominated for an Academy Award. Twilight is returning, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, I'm looking at this. I have not seen Parallel Mothers. So I'm going to take any opinions of that. Other than that, and Rachel not getting nominated for West Side Story, it's still a very, very solid lineup.
Brutal. This is a brutal race.
Brutal.
Here.
No big complaints from me. Rob, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all of these are. Jessica Chastain was great in that role.
And Eyes of Tammy Faye.
She was great.
By the way, also with Andrew Garfield.
Also, yes. I mean, the guy, obviously one of the MVPs of the year.
Yeah.
But I look at this and I honestly think, to me, it's going to be between Olivia Colman, Penelope Cruz, and Nicole Kidman, I think. But it's anybody's.
No,
race.
more than almost anybody's, and almost more than any other category this year. This is a pickup.
Yeah, this is a brutal.
I don't know that there's a front runner.
Brutal, yeah, brutal
Anybody
category. Brutal category. But I do, you know what? All of these are very, very worthy additions. All these women delivered exquisite performances, so I have no problem with anything here.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think about the list we got here?
Well, I'm very excited for you to see Parallel Mothers because it is a phenomenal film. Penelope Cruz is so good in it. Gosh, it is a really, really wild race here.
2 redheads in this category, too. So I just
know.
want to say, hey.
Wild, and this is not going to be a wildly popular opinion. I don't think this is Olivia Colman's best work. I think she's been much stronger in other things. I don't particularly think Lost Daughter is a particularly strong film, but that's just me. Her performance is great in it. It's not particularly my cup of tea, the storyline there. And Nicole Kidman really, really did a lot of great work here.
She was so good.
She was phenomenal. And people really thought she was gonna, bomb this, and she delivered.
She crushed.
She
does what
showed
she
up.
does.
Yeah.
She crushes. That's all. Even in stupid AMC pre-show commercials.
Oh, man.
She crushes. Somehow,
Do you know
heartbreak
you're in a
feels
movie
good when it
theater?
tastes
Well,
like
let me
this.
remind you.
But again, I think I don't see Penelope winning, but honestly, I'm not going to be shocked if they announce Kristen Stewart wins. I'm not going to be shocked if they announce Jessica Chastain wins, or Olivia Colman, or Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's pretty loud. Hey guys, we want to take just a second and thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Now listen guys, it is not the 1970s anymore. It is not cool for a man just to let his balls look like the deepest, darkest jungles anymore. You want to keep them trimmed. You want to keep them tidy. And there's nothing I entrust more to the well-being of Dr. Jack Hammer and the amazing Fantesticle than the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. This thing trims like a finely tuned machine for my finely tuned area. But wait, there's more. Because today I'm excited to let you guys know about Manscaped launching their new Ultra Premium Collection. Believe it or not, it's not for your not-so-private parts. I am talking about a leveled-up overall hygiene routine with your favorite manly scents. Now, in the special Ultra Premium Collection, we're talking about premium Manscaped deodorant. Don't just take care of your balls. Got to take care of them armpits too, guys. A hydrating body spray. Listen, you got tattoos or issues with any dry skin? Well, this spray-on lotion is designed to keep your skin feeling moisturized, smooth, and dudes, smelling fresh. And you guys have heard me talk about the body wash. This body wash was a revelation to me. I use it every freaking day. They've also got a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, plus a free gift, a 3-pack set of lip balm for guys who are taking care of their lips. So here's what you need to do. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code Campea, C-A-M-P-E-A, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code Campea at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle, thanks to our friends at Manscaped. All right, let's move on to the next category here. Best Actor. And no surprises. We knocked this one out 5 for 5.
We did.
We predicted Will Smith, King Richard, Denzel Washington, Tragedy of Macbeth, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog.
Pretty great.
Javier Bardem. People looked at us a little funny when we said Javier Bardem, but he did get the nomination for being the Ricardos. And, of course, Andrew Garfield for the not nominated for Best Picture, Tick, Tick, Boom. No surprises here for us. This is exactly who we thought would get nominated. And again, wow. I think Javier Bardem.
Dude, this is a brutal category.
It is. Javier Bardem, I believe this is his second best performance ever next to No Country for Old Men. I loved him that much as Ricky Ricardo. I don't see him winning, but again, this is one of those things. Will Smith can easily win this. Denzel Washington can easily win this. Benedict could easily get his name called. Andrew could easily get his name called. Again, I'm not picking a winner in this one. It is too much of a toss-up. It's 5 fantastic performances, fantastically stacked category. Rob, your thoughts on this one?
I just look at these names. I'm looking down here going, first of all, these are all great choices. There's no, and the performances here, and it's in a way, all of these guys deserve to win. I know people say that every year, but everyone, and they're very different kinds of performances, and I mean, who would have thought Denzel Washington could crush Shakespeare the way he could?
Kenneth Branagh did.
Destroyed that role. Who did?
Kenneth Branagh knew because he did Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, he did.
Which Keanu was great in too.
It was.
It's true.
But I mean, again, guys, I know a lot of you did not see The Tragedy of Macbeth. If you want to see what real acting looks like, you watch Frances as Lady Macbeth and you watch Denzel as Macbeth. And you're suddenly, because I remember watching this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. That's what real acting looks like. It's like, oh my God, they put on a clinic. So good. All right. With that, let's move on to our next category here, which is Best Supporting Actress. And this is the category that my predictions did worst. So here we go, because I only got 2 out of the 5 on this one. This was a lot of potential here. This is what it gets. So nominated are, for my predictions, Ariana DeBose who for West Side Story, Kristen Dunst for Power of the Dog. Who did not get nominated, that we predicted, was Catriona Balfe, who for Belfast. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Not shocked that Rita did not get nominated for West Side Story. I knew that was a little bit of an outside shot, so I'm not shocked. I'm shocked they didn't give a nomination to Cate Blanchett because while I didn't super love the movie, I thought it was quite good. Her performance was fantastic, so I kind of thought she would. However, being nominated in their stead are Dame Judi Dench for Belfast. I always mispronounce her name because I read it 1,000 times.
Ingenue Ellis?
Ingenue Ellis, thank you, for King Richard. And here's interesting. Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter. This is really interesting because Olivia Colman is also nominated and they play the same person. So I can't remember two performers playing the same role in the same movie, both getting nominated. Did it happen with The Godfather 2? Did it happen with Robert De Niro and
Well, De Niro, it might. I think so.
sorry, that was for two different movies though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because
Marlon Brando's not
got
in
nominated for Godfather
2.
1. Robert De Niro got nominated for Godfather 2. But this might be the first time, I don't know if it is for sure, but it might be the first time that two performers playing the same role in the same movie both got nominated. I think that's very, very interesting here. Look, I have no complaints about this, about the substitutions. A little bit surprised. Again, not really surprised about the Rita Moreno. I think this is Ariana's one to win, though. I think
I
she
agree.
is the front runner here. She stole that movie. She was a revelation to the world in this. I just call that. Rob, what do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. Again, it's another strong category. I got to give a shout out to the Dunst Jesse Plemons family. You know,
Well, we'll
they're-
get to that in a little bit here.
but
yes.
because they're parents, you know, they're together.
They're a married couple. A lot of people don't know that Kristen Dunst and Jesse Plemons are married.
And I kind of like to see that. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in their household the night of the awards, but hey, I've always loved Kirsten Dunst ever since Interview with the Vampire. I love to see her in this, but I think Ariana's going to win this one.
Chris, what do you think about the nomination list, and who do you got winning here?
I mean, I haven't seen it, and I know that Ariana's going to win this one. It's all anyone talks about. And this Last Daughter nomination honestly makes more sense to me because this is where a lot of the meat of that story
Yes,
lives.
it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So that I went, okay, great, I understand this. But really, yeah, Ariana, I know, like, that's the thing I'm looking forward to most when I see this film is her performance. I love her. I love everything she's in. Her work as the Bullet in Hamilton, her work on Schmigadoon, The Prom. She's great. She's phenomenal.
Schmigadoon's a kind of a little diamond in the rough that not a lot of people have
you
checked
have to
out.
love musicals, I think, to really like that.
One thing I'll say about The Lost Daughter again is that I still can't wrap my head around the ending of the movie.
Right?
The ending of it, I'm so, wait, what? What? Why is that in her hand?
Same.
Like, you know, I'm still kind of a little shocked by that.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So that's our Best Supporting Actress. Let's move on to the next category here, which is Best Supporting Actor. And we had predicted and were nominated was Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog, Syrian Hines for Belfast, J.K. Simmons. Again, a lot of people didn't think he'd get nominated for this.
You brought it up, though.
He is so good in this movie.
You brought it up.
J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos. Not nominated were, I knew Ben Affleck was the outside shot, but Ben Affleck did not get nominated for The Tender Bar. Very surprised that Bradley Cooper didn't get nominated for Licorice Pizza because I felt he had a lot of momentum going into this, but he didn't. Taking Ben Affleck's and Bradley's place on my list were Troy Kotsur for Coda and Jesse Plemons rounding out the married power couple for Power of the Dog. Husband and wife both get nominated for the same movie.
Friday Night Lights Power. Let's hear it for Jesse.
There you go. I think this is, again, big list. I'm very, very surprised about Bradley Cooper not getting nominated. But other than that, I have obviously Troy. I thought Troy deserved it. I didn't think he'd get the nomination.
You called it. You called Coda
did.
yesterday.
Yeah.
You
Yes, she
called
did.
it.
Yes, I did.
Chris
Making
called it.
history as our first deaf actor, our male actor, I
So
believe.
what do you think about the list here that we've got?
I want him to win this so bad. He put so much heart and soul into this film. I really, really am rooting for him. This is a great category, though. Again, we have so many strong performers here. It really is anybody's race, but gosh, I'm pulling for him.
Yeah. Rob, you're going to pick a winner on this one?
That's a tough one. I think you're right. I think that Coda. I think Coda could take it.
I think they're going to give it to Cody.
Well, that I mean, again,
Really strong
I would give it
performance.
to J.K. Honestly, I would give it to J.K. Simmons. He because he did what a supporting actor really does in a thing. He's got a supporting role, but he steals the movie when he's in it. And that's what he did in Being the Ricardo. So I would give it to him, but I think it's going to be Cody Smith.
yeah, Power of the Dog is pretty much. I think it's gonna.
You think it might run the table?
Yeah, it might run the
Probably.
table.
All right, well, let's move on to the next
Hold
category.
on, John.
here.
Let me interrupt here.
Yes.
The chat is pointing out that Titanic is the first time two actors were nominated for the same role.
That's right, because the old lady was nominated. I forgot about
Gloria
that.
Stewart.
See, this is what we throw to our audience.
And
Thanks, Chad.
the Sierran hins, it's Kieran. That's the
I've
way
heard
it's
it pronounced different ways.
Oh, okay. Well-
I believe the audience, though.
Okay.
I believe the audience. All right.
There you go.
The Titanic
That's it.
thing.
Just
The
say
Titanic thing.
Steppenwolf.
That is interesting. Just say
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. All right. Now we move into some of my favorite categories, which is screenplay. All right. So we got 4 out of the 5 for best adapted screenplay. We predicted Power of the Dog, Dune, Coda, and Drive My Car. However, I also thought West Side Story. Remember I said yesterday it's difficult for musicals to get the screenplay nomination? Yeah, it turns out because my prediction that West Side Story would get that 5th one did not. The Lost Daughter, however, got it. Making this listen, you can say this is the year of Power of the Dog. The Lost Daughter is the movie that's sneaking up on everybody and surprising. Again, I watched it last month and I think, oh wow, this movie's great, but I didn't even consider it for Oscar stuff, but getting nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay as well. And I have no complaints. I mean, I would have liked to have seen West Side Story get a screenplay nomination, but Power of the Dog script, Dune script, Coda, Drive My Car, and Lost Daughter, it's all great. I can't pick a winner here. Rob, do you got one? Does any stand out to you for being left out or anything?
No, not. But I could see Drive My Car taking this one.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Honestly, if I had to put $1 on it, I'd put it on Drive My Car.
You Drive My Car. I mean, Power of the Dog obviously is a front runner in this category, but I think Drive My Car.
Well, if Power of the Dog is going to run the table, it would have to win this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Chris?
I would probably give it to Power of the Dog. I think the other contender here is Dune, but again, it's part 1 of something, because that's a hard book to whittle down into a film, hence why it's not a film. And I think a couple people in the chat are saying the same thing. So I think that has some potential there too. But again, it might be once we see volume 2 come out, that's when that one sweeps.
All right, let's get on to Best Original Screenplay. And again, we got 4 out of the 5 for Best Original Screenplay. And that was King Richard, Belfast, Licorice Pizza, and Don't Look Up. However, Being the Ricardos did not get nominated. And this is the one I'm going to say I have a real problem with. I'm not most surprised, but I do have a problem with Being the Ricardos not being nominated for this. I thought the screenplay was absolutely fantastic. However, being replaced, I can't complain too much because I did not see The Worst Person in the World.
I haven't seen it yet.
So I can't complain. I cannot complain. So that's the one. By the way, somebody pointed out in the live chat, obviously the biggest snub of the Academy Awards this year is in the Best Supporting Actress category, because where's Erin Cummings for
King Richard?
For King Richard. Where was Erin Cummings for King Richard? Obviously, the Oscars are a sham now. But I really do feel Being the Ricardo should have been nominated. Again, I cannot complain about Worst Person in the World not being there because I haven't seen it. But fabulous lineup here. King Richard, Belfast. I'm going to go out. I'm going to say Belfast wins this.
I agree with you.
You agree with that one?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think this is the one that they may sneak up. What about you?
I agree with that. Again, it's so personal. Such a beautiful story.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. You brought that up, Rob, about the very personal nature of it. The writers really seem to gravitate towards that stuff. And remember, it is the writers' branch of the Academy that kind of puts forth the nominations and everybody votes. But I think this could be Belfast.
I agree. Look, again, these are a lot of great screenplays here. I thought King Richard was a great screenplay, but a little conventional. You know, kind of a convention. Whereas Licorice Pizza, again, very personal.
Yeah.
But, you know, Paul Thomas Anderson is loved by the Academy, but I think Kenneth Branagh is going to take this.
All right. Now let's move on to the last one we're going to talk about here today, and that is one that's very near and dear to my heart, which is Best Visual Effects. And again, we got 4 out of the 5. And those were Dune, Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi. Everybody said I was crazy yesterday when I said Shang-Chi was going to... They said, you're crazy. Shang-Chi got nominated. Free Guy got nominated. I was a little surprised that Godzilla vs. Kong didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
And the one that took its place was No Time to Die. And I'll tell you what. At first, I was kind of surprised. But when I think back to No Time to Die... Now, again, you got to remember the nominations are put together by the branches of the Academy. Right? So this wasn't the actors voting on who should be nominated for Best Visual Effects. They'll vote on at the end about who wins. These are visual effects people who put up these nominations. And the more I thought about it, the great thing about No Time to Die's visual effects is it's all visual effects that has to make it feel like it's part of the real world.
Yeah.
Whereas Godzilla vs. Kong, which I love the visual effects in Godzilla vs. Kong, you already have that in your mind that this ain't real, right? And then when I thought about it more, it's like, you know what? Yeah, the visual effects in No Time to Die were pretty damn awesome. They were really well done. I didn't put it on my list. Maybe I should have. But yeah, Dune, Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Free Guy, No Time to Die. Dune wins this 3 times on Wednesday.
I agree.
I don't even think this is going to be close. I think Dune wins this. Rob, you agree with this?
John, I totally agree. I also want to give a shout out because he passed away last night. One of the greatest visual
Yes.
effects artists of all time. The great Douglas Trumbull, who did effects on 2001. He directed Silent Running and Brainstorm. He did the effects for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. On Blade Runner, he invented ShowScan. One of the great technicians and great visual effects stylists of our age, passed away at 79. So he was an amazing guy. Blade Runner should have won. I believe E.T. won in 82 for visual effects.
Don't remember. By the way, should kind of point out, just as a little interesting thing here, this is Spider-Man No Way Home's only nomination for this year. I know a lot of people hope. I know I heard some people were very optimistic. It's going to get some acting nominations. It wasn't going to get any acting nominations. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought Alfred Molina was fantastic. I thought he was fantastic in it, but kind of knew he wasn't going to get nominated for this. I wouldn't have put that up there. If there was any role in a comic book movie this year that I thought may have had a chance, it was Tony Leung in Shang-Chi playing Wenwu. That was the one I thought had a chance. But I didn't really expect him to get it because who did get nominated is a high bar. Mm-hmm. So overall, of the 55 picks that we made, got 15 wrong out of the 55. So not bad. I think it's like 73% accuracy rate. I'll take it. That just means that the Academy got it wrong 23%.
I'd go to Vegas with y'all.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good winning record. I'll take that. So out of the 55, got 15 incorrect. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What did you think about the Oscar nomination? There are some awesome films, some awesome performances, some awesome screenplays. I think for the vast majority of it, I think the Oscars got it right. Couple of things I'm a little bit surprised about, but you got to get that every year. What do you guys think? What stands out to you as the biggest surprise? What is the film you're really rooting for the most? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.